I was live on the air when the governor's first tweet went out basically announcing that this had happened.
So I was over at the Capitol and I remember coming back and smelling something in the air but not really thinking anything of it. I think that, at that point no one had any clue. Surprising enough, the instinct didn't kick in for everyone in that area immediately, but...
And it was on Twitter. I just checked briefly, and there was a proclamation from Governor Tomblin that said, "Do not use the water in Charleston." But I didn't know what else to expect, and I was just looking for more answers, as everybody was, I'm sure, but it was just kind of a panic thing, thinking that the water is out. There is no water. Do not use your water.
So it's pretty hard to live long in West Virginia and not appreciate how much it rains. and so water is a prevalent feature in the state of West Virginia. And certainly some of its most remarkable places are its rivers. When we think about places like the New River or the Gauley River or the Cranberry River. Then when we couple that with some of the major river systems like the Monongahela River and the Kanawha River, places where historic conduits of coal and steel and major economic drivers in terms of industry development along the canal. So rivers are a huge, huge component of the West Virginia landscape.
Well, I think about this all the time. It's Charleston, West Virginia, right? What does someone in New York City care about what happens in Charleston? Maybe not much. But if something like this would have happened in New York City, the entire world would have been paying attention to it. And they would have been hungry for every detail. Granted, part of that's a matter of scale and population and how many people were affected, but it's still a third of a million people. 300,000 is a gigantic number.
When this happened, our newsroom became home for our staff. We didn't have water in our newsroom, so we were trucking in, bottled water where we could get it. We had people sleeping in their sleeping bags. People were working long shifts and staying up 24, 36 hours, 48 hours at a time to cover it. And we did that for a long time because this was really important, and we understood that this was important, not just to us, but more importantly to the community as well. I mentioned even once the water was turned on, people didn't believe the water was safe. There are some who live in parts of those 9 counties in southern West Virginia who still don't believe their water is safe. They won't drink it, they won't bathe in it, they won't cook with it. They've gone to drilling their own wells or collecting rainwater or buying bottled water. But that's beginning to fade for most. And I think that now that we're almost 2 years from the initial event, Charleston and the surrounding areas, it's not at the forefront of everyone's mind anymore, but I do think that it's in the back of everyone's mind every day. And I think it's going to be in the back of everyone's mind for a long time.
But what we saw from that chemical spill is that when we don't have water, it creates a serious, serious situation, and not one that's just, environmentalists care about it. Everybody cares about it. Citizens care about it. Businesses care about it. It's wildly important to us, and we see it when we realize it when it's gone or when it's not available to us.